And another year's done. Now, did we achieve much this year? Nope. Felt like a big ol' waste. You're right. Now, what would be a fitting story to tell? This. Yeah, what a big waste this was. Today's story is about a huge waste of time. It's about the day we attempted a speedrun in Smash Ultimate. But it was all for nothing. All a big waste. This is the world record that never was. We've always been interested in doing speedruns, and recently thought of trying one. Speedrunning, you know, the art of beating a game as fast as possible, but we've always struggled on what game to speedrun. A good one is probably 16 Star Run in Super Mario 64. Except, we're twins, so a co-op category is right up our alley. We've tried a couple speedruns in the past, like co-op Breath of the Wild, where one player controls one Joy-Con and the other player controls the other. Except, we never finished the run. We were pretty bad. We did do a Mario 64 run, a couple of them in fact, except it was dumb and doesn't really count. Yeah, 70 star runs, except we just shared the controller every other split or so. It was really weird. Finding a game with a co-op category that is interesting to us is pretty tricky. What about Smash Ultimate? This game's gotta have some good co-op categories. Ah, jackpot. Co-op classic mode. All characters, including all DLC characters. And no one's done it yet. Perfect. We're gonna cruise control and get a world record. And then like 3 days later, these two beat us to it. Great. Now we have to actually earn the record? Oh, come on. Wait, there's still a chance. The two of us can make history. 5.0 difficulty. So instead of starting off with the lowest intensity, 0.0, you gotta max it out at 5, meaning harder CPUs and boss fights, since the intensity scale will increase more and more each round, potentially capping at 9.9. Basically what we're saying, it's gonna take much longer than 7 hours. After a couple of days debating whether or not we should attempt this, we said, F it, we're doing it, and we're doing it completely blind. Since this was going to be a considerably long run, naturally we feared something going wrong, like our OBS crashing, gigabyte storage running out, or the goddamn power going off, just as it did the day before, for no reason. Well, let's get the speedrun underway. We started off with Mario and went left to right for each row. There's a total of 83 characters, not including the Miis. Each character's route consists of 6 matchups, a bonus game, and then the final round where you face up against a boss. On Mario's route, we faced up against Giga Bowser, and 9.9? Damn, let's go. Perhaps this won't be as bad as we anticipated. Now, the world record for co-op 0.0 is 7 hours and 18 minutes. Yeah, it'll probably take 8.5. Yeah? Mario Split was just under 8 minutes. Now let's do the quick math here. So we're looking at 83 characters, 8 minutes, roughly 11 hours or so. So we were cruising along with the next character, Donkey Kong, thinking we'd get another perfect 9.9, no big deal. And then Master Hand clapped our cheeks. Game over, just like that. Great. So now what? Well, it would be super lame if we just, you know, made it easy and not challenge ourselves. Ooh, like imagine if we did a deathless run. Oh, that would make it so dramatic. We have to like conquer our demons and stuff and like, you know, like redeem ourselves. Yeah. Let's just quit and start over. Yeah. Like that. According to the category rules, it clearly states continues are allowed. So, we're in the clear. We'll just spend as much gold and tickets when necessary, which turned out to be the correct decision because the first row of 12 characters took us close to an hour and 40 minutes. The second row, or the melee row, wasn't that bad. Aside from a few blunders, like 3 battles in a row going over 1 minute while playing as Jigglypuff, or getting utterly embarrassed against double DKs. One of Ice Climber's battles, you gotta fight Pit and Palutena on her temple stage. These huge stages are the worst. It's so annoying to get kills. We feel like our parents anytime we play on these kind of stages. Oh, hold on. Let me get my reading glasses. Great Temple is not as bad. We played a decent amount of battles on this stage, but no stage is worse than the Great Cave Offensive. There's nothing great about this level. Where in the absolute am I? Kirby, stop running away, bro. You can't even see these Farquhars. There were some cool plays that were made for some sweet time save, like our sick kill against Metal Mario, or that 8-second KO against K. Rool. But after finishing up the melee row in 3 hours and 13 minutes, row 3 was when we started to mentally feel ourselves dissolve into oblivion. We were too far into this speed run, and there was no turning back. Our anxiety started to simmer. Our hands felt super glued to our controllers. Hands. 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 We're sick of hands. There's a handful of different bosses for the final round, such as Marx, Dracula, and Ganon. Some final rounds are themed up with the character's route, while some have classic callbacks to the original classic mode in Smash 64, like Giant Donkey Kong and Metal Mario. Even some unique ones with 2 fights. In Mega Man's route, you fight Dr. Mario, who represents Dr. Wily, and then Mewtwo, who represents a spoiler in Mega Man 2. However, it felt like 85% of the final bosses were both Master Hand and Crazy Hand, which is fine and all, don't get us wrong. Master Hand is the original classic mode final boss since the beginning, but like, they just pissed us off. They kept beating our ass, constantly doing all these insane moves, grabbing us, shooting us with lasers, flipping us the bird, weaving these forbidding hand signs. These damn spikes are our least favorite. Now, there's a couple of factors as to why they made us spend 200 gold dozens and dozens of times. One reason is because we play Smash like this. And the other reason, can you spot the difference? 2v1s, in favor of the hands. The entire point of co-op is to team up and make battles uncomplicated, but we didn't do that for most of the final fights, as well as a decent handful of other fights. So this predicament that we constantly found ourselves in made the speedrun significantly more arduous for us. This could have been avoided if we simply swallowed our pride. We cared a little too much about our final score. Getting high scores is in our blood. Why would we settle for low scores? That's lame as hell. In total, we ended up with 9 characters with 9.9 scores. Your high score depends on how well you perform in a fight. Knock out your opponent quickly without getting hit, or producing a lot of damage will help boost you further down the mural. Now that's a lot of damage. Basically, KO in style and flex your skills. Dying will reduce your score when you continue. So naturally, we tried to avoid that from happening, which wasn't the greatest of ideas since it took longer to defeat Master and Crazy Hand. The optimal strat in these types of situations was to SD. That way, we would both come back at full health. We didn't utilize this till much later on when we realized who gives a shit about the scores. Getting game over and continuing only takes about 8 seconds. So in situations where it was 2v1 in favor of the CPUs or even 1v1s, spending those 8 seconds was worth it instead of trying to carry the load yourself. Little Mac's route sparked an idea into our brains. We reached the final round and wow, is this a miracle? Only Master Hand? Some characters like Pikachu and Pokemon Trainer have you fight Master Hand, but you gotta take down Mewtwo beforehand. But with Little Mac, we did so bad, so incredibly horrendous, that our intensity level didn't even reach 7.0 when we got to the final boss. The number needed in order to fight both Master and Crazy Hand. It wasn't because we were bad, it was Little Mac. I mean, look at that. That got us thinking, what if we performed poorly on purpose? That way, we'd only have to fight Master Hand, or one form of a boss, like only fighting one of Dracula's forms, and not his demon form. Yeah, there were a few routes late into the run where we would deliberately SD at the end of the match. We did this in hopes of our score rising by like 0.3 points. But is this even optimal? As a matter of fact, any approach you take is contradictory. It's a speedrun, so the whole premise is to go fast. Knock out your opponents as fast as possible without getting hit. Boom, huge score boost, which results in tougher final boss fights. Or perform at a mediocre level, get lower scores, and fight easier bosses. But that's risking time saved, since we'd be taking a little longer during the first 6 matchups. We only had 3 characters who had runs to go under 7.0 before heading to the final boss. Dark Pit was pretty embarrassing, but Simon takes the cake for the worst performance, performing at a 6.9. Congrats, Simon.
Nice work.
Or, I have another idea. What about... What? Get this. Be good at the game. Yeah. Flip the page, we're wasting time. Some other time saves including SDing on the bonus game. The strategy here is to run straight to the left as soon as the bonus game starts. We didn't do this for Mario because we were unsure what would happen if we failed it. Selecting your favorite character's colors saves a lot of time. When we came across one of our mains, we felt compelled to use our go-to skins. It would have felt so wrong to see Matt play as normal Pichu. No. I'm normal Pichu. The screen that displays your results cost us a millisecond because this message always popped up telling us that we reached the limit for certain rewards. Preparing beforehand by deleting some of these items may have helped shave about 6 seconds. Dang, can we talk about those bathroom breaks though? We were attempting a speedrun guaranteed to take more than 8 hours. So of course we had to go when we had to go. The best time to go was the frame immediately after the last hit on the boss. but we had to speed run downstairs, across the hall, go, then run back through the hall, dodge our barking dogs, back upstairs, all before the credits that we fast forwarded ended. Oh yeah, speaking of breaks, we're practically doing an 8-hour plus overtime shift. What about a lunch break? Huge props to speedrunners who have the determination and the superpower to shut off their hypothalamus and their bladders. The thought of sitting in a chair without either food, water, or a bathroom break makes our skin crawl. Imagine working an 8-hour shift with no breaks. That's like going to school, but going from one class to the next, and then the next, and then the next. No raising your hand to ask if you can go to the bathroom. I don't know. Can you? Oh, I'm sorry. Pardon me. May I use the restroom? Jeez, you shut the hell up. No recess, no lunch breaks. That means no pizza bagels, no Bosco sticks, no giant ass subs your mom packed you. No giant subs? Nope. So, we did the unthinkable, the unimaginable, the ultimate strat to help us survive this world record attempt. We packed lunch, boys. We were gonna be here all day. We needed food, not a pitiful granola bar. Get this crap out of here. But it wasn't like the lunches our mom famously made for us for school. She'd pack us these giant subs that put Subway to shame. How about you refresh? This sub could be used as bait to catch fucking Jaws. They weighed more than a solid brick of gold. They were so big that they'd rip our lunch bags. We had to carry our lunches to the cafeteria like this. Our friends would get so jealous every time we pulled these colossal beasts out. So that packed lunch we prepared ahead of time helped fuel us up and give us the energy we needed to finish this run. And we needed all the energy because, oh man, those last 3 rows. Let me tell you, we were really feeling it. As in feeling this detrimentally affecting our health. No need to give in now. We got history to make. The Smash 4 row, which felt like took centuries, was conquered. 2 more to go. We crawled our way through the pre-DLC row. Even though the sun was set, selecting Piranha Plant, the first of the DLC characters, gave us light. 9 hours and 32 minutes in. We can see the light at the end of the tunnel. We can smell victory. No, that's just the chocolate brownie that I'm eating. Oh. The DLC was pretty easy. It was like the programmers thought, oh shit, Sakurai is releasing the new DLC character tomorrow, and we didn't even program their classic mode route yet. Quick, just make every battle stamina mode. The final row was refreshing because we hadn't played any of the new characters' classic modes yet. So deep down inside, we pulled out a tiny ounce of excitement and appreciation for these routes. Steve's route was pretty cool. I enjoyed Heroes quite a bit. Sora, the last character. We heard his name for the first time. Literally, we haven't played as him yet. And Kazuya. We mashed our way through the Heartless, defeated ourselves, and handed Master Hand an L. Time! 11 hours, 8 minutes, 57 seconds. Cool. That's the world record. No, it's not. Yes, it is. We're the first people to do this category. So, it is. Wrong. Something happened during our run. An error occurred. An error that would undoubtedly reject our 11-hour submission. It happened while we were playing Olimar's route. We had just finished up round 3 by sending King DDD to the moon. Then, in round 4, the unimaginable happened. At exactly 5 hours, 39 minutes, 31 seconds, and 42 deciseconds into the run. Just as we were about to square off against Zero Suit Samus, our recording software froze. Oblivious to the situation, we kept playing. A whole 2 minutes passed by. 5 hours, 41 minutes, and 56 seconds, we take action. Mike restored OBS by switching the scene to another one and back. OBS is restored, we continue round 5, the rest of the run with no more threats. But this incident lingered in the back of our minds the entire rest of the 6 hours. The two of us were terrified of the idea of encountering a technical problem beforehand, and to our luck, we were presented with one. There was absolutely no way we were going to restart this and try again. We just thought, yeah, we'll worry about it after we're done. I mean, after all, the timer was still running, so we might be fine. After our run, we rewatched the video and no audio during the duration of the error. Our heart stopped faster than if we dropped our mom's subs off a 10-story building. Yeah, no, there's absolutely no way we're submitting this run. The mods will immediately decline our submission, believing we spliced our run. Then we'd be labeled as frauds and cheaters, and nobody likes frauds and cheaters. Ever heard of the Billy 29262 speedrun conspiracy? Crushed the world record for The Incredibles, Rise of the Underminer, blindfolded, hands tied behind his back, ate an entire extra large pizza with no napkins, upside down. Supposedly, it was faked. So we refrained from submitting our 11-hour world record speedrun, crumbled it up, and tossed it in the trash. Would we ever consider attempting this again and get a legitimate time? No. The moral of the story, if you have 11 hours to spare, use them to perfect your sandwich making skills instead.